EIB does have a, rightly or wrongly, a reputation for not having as rigorous environmental and social due diligence as other multilateral development banks.
What it is doing currently in developing countries is financing big infrastructure projects that are often needed, like roads, but also very often not sustainable enough, like investing in power plants that are just devastating nature.
When you look at the actual figures of what the bank is financing, you find still a lot of old-fashioned stuff. That is probably unavoidable because you cannot change the course of a supertanker very quickly.
The EIB, it's a bit disconnected from the most recent studies on energy investment and from the science, and it's pursuing a policy which is contradictory. On the one hand, it's subsidizing things like carbon funds and investments in low carbon more than it used to. But on the other hand, it's subsidizing carbon-intensive energy production, which is just going to make any chance of avoiding a irreversible, really dangerous climate change less probable than it would be.
It is a valid argument to say that developing countries need energy and that you have to invest in energy projects. Okay, but then let it be sustainable energy and let it be directly to the benefit of local communities. So involve local communities in decision-taking of how and what these projects should be.
The EIB has financed two or three big new coal plants in Germany, of all places, with their loans. And that really surprised me. Even I knew about the bad projects in the developing world, but that the taxpayer money, that the taxpayers of the Netherlands, but also of Germany and other EU countries, would be supporting a bank which would be giving publicly guaranteed loans to build new coal plants in the boundaries of the European Union, while you have this rhetoric about the EU fighting to reduce climate change, strikes me as absolutely crazy.
I think the European Investment Bank has a long tradition of almost secrecy, discretion, not wanting to be visible on the forefront at all.
It is an institution that is basically, you would say, business to business and not business to people.
It is no longer acceptable to our public, to our voters and to politicians that a bank that uses public money is hardly visible and hardly accountable on what it's doing with it.
You need to be quite sure where you put pressure onto the bank to change course. That's in the first place the governors, the finance ministers, who are, by the way, generally pretty positive about issues like, and cooperative about issues like climate change, like sustainability. The European Parliament has a role to play and the national parliaments have a role to play.
The mandate of the EIB has to change by 2011. We will, in the European Parliament, do everything we can to make this mandate really sustainable, democratic, accountable, transparent. This is our duty as European Parliament, as representatives of our peoples.